Welcome back to the channel. Peace and grace be to you. Today's message is going to be based on my prayer time and something that I was thinking as I was praying, and the Holy Spirit gave me a really good example. All right. So I want to share with you guys today something that's been pressing on me. A lot of people are expecting to see miracles. When they think of someone who is full of the Holy Spirit, there's certain things that they're expecting. They're expecting to see miracles. They're expecting to see blind eyes open, ears open, the mute speak, the lame walk, people with a withered arm made whole. All of the different miracles that Yeshua did, people are expecting to see those. And there's a lot of people, they pray over each other and all of that to receive those things. And I think it's amazing that, it was written for our benefit. But there's something about it that doesn't seem to add up. And it's the expectation that people have that these things should happen. And I know the word says these things accompany those who believe. And it seems to be a bit of contradiction. Okay? Why don't we see those things happening today? I know there's some churches that, those things are physically happening. All right? But very few. Okay? Now, I do want to say this. The Holy Spirit told me we are actually doing these things now. We just don't know it. And because we don't recognize what it is and what it looks like, we don't know what to look for. So the Holy Spirit gave me what it actually is, okay? And gave me some truth about this. So Yeshua, he went around and he healed many, many, many people. Well, our job as believers, okay, first we incline our ear, we hear, and we obey the word, okay? And as we obey the word, as we understand it, we walk in it, and we get pretty decent, pretty good at walking it. And then we start to teach it, okay? Now, when we're teaching it, as you're teaching, as you're talking to people, you are literally opening the eyes of the blind. They're spiritually blind. They're not physically blind. Almost everybody around us is spiritually blind, spiritually deaf. There's a pastor I'm talking to right now, and the Holy Spirit showed me that he is actually lame. His legs, spiritual legs, don't work. What does that actually mean? That means he's hearing the word. He knows what he's supposed to be doing, but he's not putting any action to it. So he's almost like a paraplegic in the spirit. He's not putting any action to what the Holy Spirit is telling him to do, but he desires to be in the presence of the Holy Spirit all the time. But I'm telling you guys, you have to be obedient. And it's not just obedient, but it is like you have to be super, super, super obedient to the Holy Spirit and to the ways of Yah. All right? So I want to tell you guys that as we go around, as we talk to people, when they hear the word, their ears are opening. When you show them scriptures, when you show them what the kingdom of Yah is like, when you show them what it could be, and their eyes become open. Right now, everybody in the world is spiritually blind. Those who are seeing it, those who are hearing it, if they're walking it out, they're mute. They're not talking about it. So we have to open those things up. We have to pray, and we have to bless, and we have to loose, and we have to bind, and all these different things to get people around us to be at the place where Yah called all of us to be. Okay? So when you're talking to people, when you hear this message right now, your ears are open to the gospel, to the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay? When you start to read for yourself, your eyes become open. And once your eyes become open and your ears become open, and now you have a yearning to hear more of the word. You have a yearning to see and read more of the word. You're spiritually open. Now you have to start doing it. And what the church, gets us with this, when we first get saved, they're like, oh, praise Yah, everything is great. And then, hey, come to church Sunday. And by your disobedience, you quench the Holy Spirit. So we all start off like really on fire, right? You see somebody who just gave their life to the Lord. Man, they're so on fire. They can't wait to tell everybody about it. But little by little, because of their disobedience and not walking out the word, they quench the Holy Spirit. And then they get beat down into this box like everybody else. And the Holy Spirit is gone. But then they are given a false Holy Spirit. Remember, there's many Jesuses out there, right? And there's many Holy Spirits out there. But the fake Holy Spirits are demons. They're demonic spirits. They're familiar spirits. They are seducing spirits, okay? The real Yeshua, he's going to lead you to the Father. He's not going to allow you to worship him. Let me say that again. The real Yeshua is always going to point to the Father. Obey the Father. Please the Father. He is never going to just allow you to worship him as the Father. That's where they get you in the churches. Oh, you hear them, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Everything is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But they're not working at pleasing the Father at all. Not at all. Okay? So what the Holy Spirit was telling me this morning is, as you start to move and act and do, your body gets healed. Your spiritual body gets healed. Our physical bodies, we think we're doing all right. But we don't realize we are blind. We don't realize we are mute. We don't realize that we are deaf. We don't realize our arm is withered. And we can't actually do anything in the spirit. We have no strength, no might, no nothing. Okay? No power, no nothing. Our legs don't work in the spirit. Okay? We waiting on someone to pick us up, put us into the pool of Siloam. The one man who didn't have nobody. He was out there all by himself, right? Let's look at that in the spirit. This is a spiritual person who wants to do right, but they'd have no clue where to even look. They see everybody else around, and they try to do that, but it's not working for them. And they frustrated, they mad, and when someone tries to come along and say, hey, let me help you, they have nothing but excuses. Oh, I've tried it and it just don't work. It's something wrong with it. Maybe God is a liar. Maybe this is a lie. And they go back to Egypt. And people will pull up all these Egyptian ideas and they get into the whole spirituality thing. They get into all kind of weird stuff, because they think the church don't work. They think this Yeshua, this Jesus thing, it don't work. So that can't be our real, what we're supposed to be following. So they go to try to follow something else. When all along they were sitting at the pool of Siloam, they needed someone to pick them up and put them in the water, so that their ears, their eyes, their legs, their arms can be healed by the angel. The angel stirs up the spirit within us. Who is an angel? What is an angel? Angels are anyone who is sent by Yah to a specific person for a specific thing. There's places in the Bible that it never says that it's an angel that this person is talking to. It just says a man. You know, when you read the story of Lot, it doesn't say that there were 3 angels that came to him. It just says there were 3 people, 3 men. He perceived them to be an angel. There's a word that says, you know, treat everybody good because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. An angel could be a person. A lot of times it's a people. It's people, you know. Can an angel appear? Yes, angels do appear. And they will come down when you're talking. They will come down and be around you as you're reading the word. They will come down and stand around and watch you as you worship. I've seen them. But the thing is, you guys, I want y'all to understand this thing is so much deeper. When we read these stories, there's a spiritual aspect of it that unless the Holy Spirit is breathing on that word, you're not going to get it. That's just how we're like Nicodemus. Nicodemus couldn't understand the most basic of basic things, being born again. He couldn't understand it. We don't understand it in some respects. But the thing is, he didn't know how it worked. He was trying to figure out how it worked. How does this born again thing happen? And he couldn't understand it. He was a teacher. He was a preacher, a pastor. He was somebody that people went to for answers, and he didn't have the answers. So I'm telling you, pastors, preachers, teachers of religious law, they're teaching religious law. That's all. I can teach you the religious law as well as the spiritual side. And that's what this is about. It's not about the Bible, a Bible verse, so to speak. I'm using the Bible as I'm talking because everything goes back to the Bible, goes back to the Word. But I'm giving you something spiritual that I want you guys to open up your eyes and see around you. Look at your own self. Or your eyes open. When you read the word, is the Holy Spirit breathing on that? Huh? When you hear the word, is the Holy Spirit breathing on that? Is it renewing your spirit? Is it changing your spirit? We fight a lot. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. Oh, you hear that a lot. But when I tell you this thing is a war, and it goes on every day, it's a battle every day. And each one of your decisions is a battle, is a war. Everyone around you is trying to get you to do what they say. Your pastor's trying to tell you, oh, just follow me. Just do what I say. The government's trying to tell you, do what I say. Your job is trying to tell you, do what I say. Your spouse, your kids. Everybody around you is trying to tell you, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what I want you to do. This is what you got to do. Bill collectors, this is what you got to do. Everybody. But here we are trying to differentiate the voices of ourselves, of the enemy, of the Holy Spirit. And I want you guys to understand, you can do it. Check yourself. Reread these scriptures. Look at yourself. Are your ears open? Or your eyes open? Is your hands withered? Can you actually do work in the kingdom? Like I said, it's 3 things. You learn it. You learn this word. You allow the Holy Spirit to feed you manna. Manna comes from heaven. Meat comes from flesh. We got to eat more spiritual manna than fleshly meat. Let the Holy Spirit, ask the Holy Spirit, pray for the Holy Spirit to breathe on this word. Everything you hear from me is spirit. I try to make it where we can understand it, but it's spiritual things. And I want you guys to just understand that, okay? I'm gonna let this one go, and I'll be back a little bit later to make another video. Be blessed. Like and share. Spread the word. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.